Good morning, students. Today we discuss about the topic insolvency. Insolvency means the person who is not able to pay his liabilities. His liabilities value is more than his asset value. So the person legally announced he is an insolvent through the court. Okay, the court has been followed two acts, which means the Presidency Towns Insolvency Act 1909 and the Provincial Insolvency Act 1920. The Presidency Towns Insolvency Act followed by the person who is residing in Presidency Towns town area, Mumbai, Calcutta, and Chennai. The Provincial Insolvency Act followed by the person who is residing in the remaining rest area. Okay, and then the court has to be know about the asset and the liabilities value of the insolvent. So he has to prepare the statement of affairs account and deficiency account. Okay, in the statement of affairs account, list A unsecured creditors, list B fully secured creditors, list C partly secured creditors, and list D preferential creditors. These are also to be in the liability side. And list E all properties, and list F debtors, and list G bills of exchange, and list H deficiency, the difference between the assets and liabilities. Okay, in the unsecured creditors they include the private liabilities, wife's loan, and then sundry creditors. Outstanding expenses are also to be included in the unsecured creditors. In the fully secured creditors, the creditors hold the security value more than their loan amount. So they are the fully secured creditors. Partly secured creditors means the person partly hold the security value in the loan amount. And then preferential creditors means the insolvent person who is liable to pay the government dues, which means sales tax, municipal tax, for the central government and state government and local governments. For that purpose they have to pay the government dues. Okay, these are the liability items. And then list E all properties, the insolvent persons all properties are to be mentioned in the list E. And list F debtors also to be mentioned in the list F. Book debts, bills of exchange mentioned in the list G. And the difference amount has been mentioned as deficiency account in the asset side. Okay, and then next we have to prepare the deficiency account. In the debit side, the excess of assets over liabilities and all profits are to be mentioned in the debit side. In the credit side, uh, excess of liabilities over assets and all losses are to be mentioned in the credit side. The deficiency account list H, we have calculated in the balance of the statement of affairs also to be mentioned in the debit side. Both the side has to be tally. It is just like the balance sheet. We have to follow these acts. Okay, for calculating preferential creditors we have to follow these two acts and the two rules. And the rules: amounts due to government, state government, central government, Presidency Towns Act and the Provincial Insolvency Act. For two acts they have to fully preferential pay the amount. And then salaries, 4 months salary or rupees 300 whichever is less. In the Provincial Insolvency Act, rupees 20 flat for each person. And then next, wages, 4 months salary, 4 months wages or rupees 100 whichever is less, and rupees 20 flat for each person. And then next, rent payable, 1 month rent is pay preferential to in the Presidency Towns Insolvency Act. In the Provincial Insolvency Act, that rent also are not to be paid. Okay, in this sum we have to pay the insolvency creditors according to the Presidency Towns Insolvency Act and Provincial Insolvency Act. For that, we have to calculate that. For salaries of 10 clerks, in the Provincial Insolvency Act, rupees 20 flat for each person. So 20 into 2, 20 into 10, rupees 200. In the Presidency Towns Insolvency Act, rupees 400, 4 months salary or rupees 300, whichever is less. So 3600 divided by 10 is rupees 360. So 4 months salary rupees 300, rupees 360 is more than the 300, so we have to take 300 into 10, 3000. And then next, wages. For wages, provincial insolvency act rupees 20 flat for each person, so 20 into 12, 240. In presidency towns insolvency act, 4 month wages or rupees 100, whichever is less. So we defaultly we take rupees 100, so 100 into 12, rupees 1200. Sales tax. The sales tax is government norms, so we are the insolvent person has to pay have to pay the sales government dues, so full amount is fully preferential. And then rent to landlord for 1 month. So provincial insolvency act, there is no rent amount to pay to them. And the next, presidency towns insolvency act, 1 month rent has been preferential. So 600 divided by 3 is rupees 200. This 200 is for 1 month. And then income tax is government due, so that amount is fully preferential. And then next, wages of 4 servants. Provincial Insolvency Act for wages, rupees 20 flat for each person. So 20 into 4, rupees 80. And then Presidency Towns Insolvency Act, 4 month wages or rupees 100, whichever is less. So we defaultly we take 400. So 100 into 4, rupees 400. And then municipal tax. Municipal tax is government due, so that amount is fully preferential. And then wages. In this wages amount, there is no detail. So this amount is fully preferential. And then salary. In this salary also, there is no detail. So this amount also be fully preferential. So we have to total the amount. This is calculated for preferential creditors. Follow the rules. Follow the two acts: Provincial Insolvency Act 1909 and Presidency Towns Insolvency Act 1920. And then next, we have to prepare the statement of affairs and the deficiency account. Here they give the one insolvent debtors details: unsecured creditors, security, fully secured creditors, partly secured creditors, their asset value and capital, profit and loss are also to be mentioned in this sum. So we have to calculate the first we have to calculate the statement of affairs. In the statement of affairs, first we have to calculate the unsecured creditors. For the unsecured creditors, list A, we have to do some workings. So list A, unsecured creditors, gross amount is they gave 30,000 and 100, and that amount also to be estimated to land. And then next, bills receivable discounted, 4120 is to be is gross amount, and estimated to reals in the 4120, estimated to rank is 560. So gross amount is for 34,220, and estimated to rank is 30,660. Both amount has been mentioned in the both side, gross liability side and as well as estimated to rank side. Okay, first, unsecured creditors in the gross liability side 34,220, and unsecured creditors in the estimated to rank side 30,660. Okay, and then list B, fully secured creditors. In the sum, they will not give the fully secured creditors details, so we put the dash. And then list C, partly secured creditors. Partly secured creditors means the creditors hold the security value, just part of their loan amount. Okay, and then partly secured value is 38,160. The value of securities held by the creditors is 12,000, so remaining the difference amount is 26,160. Okay, and then list D, preferential creditors. Preferential creditors means we are the government dues and wages, salaries are also to be mentioned in this in the preferential creditors. So preferential creditors means we have to fully pay the amount to them, so that amount is rupees 1000, and that preferential creditors has been deducted as per contra entry. Okay, and then these are mentioned in the liability side. In the asset side, list E, properties. In for the insolvent person, what are the assets are also to be maintained in the maintained by them. So the asset value are also are mentioned in the asset side. So cash in hand, in the asset value they have to mention the book value as well as expected to realize value. Both value has been are to be mentioned in the statement of affairs. So cash in hand rupees 4, stock in trade book value 20,020, but that stock has been realized for 16,000 only. uh, Plant and machinery 25,000 as book value, but this is expected to realize 11,000. And then land and building 16,000 book value, but it is expected to realize as 10,000. Okay. And then list of book debts. Good debts means all that debtors has been paid the amount fully. So 15,720 book value as well as expected to realize. And then next, doubtful and bad debts. Doubtful and bad debts means only half of the amount has been realized by the debtors. So 1,300 and book value 300 book value, in that 356 are only realized. So book value 1,300 and expected to realize 356 are to be mentioned in the asset side. And then list G, bills of exchange. Bills of exchange details are not be given in the sum, and we will add the all amount. So total has been book value 78,040, and then expected to produce 53,080. In that total, we deduct the preferential creditors. In the liability side, we put the preferential creditors. That amount has been deducted in the asset side as per contra entry. So preferential creditors amount 1,000, 5,380 rupees, in that 1,000 rupees and deducted. So amount is 52,080. So the difference amount has been mentioned as list H deficiency account, that is 4,740. After calculating the deficiency, we have to calculate the deficiency account. In the debit side, the excess of assets over liabilities, all profits are to be mentioned in the debit side. In the credit side, uh, excess of liabilities over assets and all losses are to be mentioned in the credit side. In this sum, first we have to calculate the debit side. Excess of assets over liabilities, as capital. They gave capital as 50,000, and then profit and losses are to be given. So first year profit only, profit, so 1,204. And then interest of capital for 1 year, they charge interest for capital as 2,000. For 5 years, 2,000 and into 5, 10,000. And then deficiency, in the statement of affairs we calculate the balancing figure as deficiency. That deficiency has been mentioned in the debit side. And then in the credit side, loans, losses from business. In among the 5 years, first year only they getting the profit, remaining 4 years they getting the loss. So all losses are to be added and put the total amount. And then drawings, first year 1 year they get 1,800, so 1,800 into 5, 9,000. Okay. And then bad debts, in the statement of affairs we put bad debts and doubtful among 1,300, 356 only realized. The difference amount has been uh, the difference amount has been considered as loss. So 1,300 minus 356, 944. Other losses, in the list E properties, the difference amount, book value and expected value are to be considered as loss. So all values are to be mentioned in the credit side of the deficiency account. And then other losses, speculation losses, are also to be mentioned in the deficiency account credit side. The total has been, both side has been same, so the total amount is fully get tally. Then only we both side total amount has been get tally. So these are the preparation of statement of affairs and deficiency account. And thank you.